One. Hello and welcome to New Forest Morphs, and this is day 3 of the Christmas build-up, and I'm going to introduce you to a beautiful girl that we bought about a year and a half ago, and her name is Amber, and she's our adult clown, pastel clown, and she's beautiful, and you can see that she's got these lovely glowing colours about her. We like her a lot, don't we, Jared?
Yeah, she's nice.
Yeah. So the reason why we got her out is because we wanted to share some of our females with you today, and this one we're hoping that she would have gone last year for us, but she didn't. She was quite a fussy eater. She was on Maltese, but this year she's nailing food, isn't she, Jar? She's taking small rats, although last night was feeding night. She took 2 small rats and left them so she could actually be at the point where she's not very far off ovulation, but she weighs 2,000 kilograms, and we got her at what size did we get her, Jared?
I don't remember.
It's about, I think it was about 1200.
Yeah, she wasn't big enough to breed when we got her.
Yeah, we found it really hard to find female clowns, and a very good friend of ours, Tony Hersey, introduced us to one of his friends. I think it was Sammy, and she was selling a few of her adults, and we went over to see her and we fell in love with Amber, and you can see she's very, very affectionate indeed. So there's lovely colours to her. She's beautiful, and she wants to explore the table at the moment, so let's just see whether she'll go around my neck. Yeah, you want to play? Look at that head stamp, Jared. Isn't she lovely? She wants to play with Father Christmas, I think. Talking of which, we need to check the light box to see if Father Christmas has left us anything, Jared. Should we go and have a little look? See what we've got for day 3? See if Amber will stay on my shoulders. There we go. Let's go and see what's in the light box. Wow, what do we have here, Jared? Santa's left one of his little helpers here, look. I think it's a furry gnome, isn't it, Jared? What do you think that is? Any ideas?
Furry gnome.
Furry gnome. Hello, little furry gnome. Are you little Santa's helper? Yeah? Do you want to come and see Amber? Say hello to Amber. What do you think of him then? Yeah? Well, we'll leave you there, and let's just have a little look and see what we've got inside the box today. So, Amber, you're going to help us open the present? Alright, let's have a little look. In fact, we'll take it out to the table, shall we, Jared? See what we've got inside. It's beautifully wrapped. Let's have a look. Right, it feels very light, Jared, so I'm not sure if there's anything in there, but should we just check? Have you been a good boy, Jared?
I'm not even going to answer that.
Maybe I've not been as good as I should have been. Let's have a look inside the Christmas box and see what we can find. Let's have a little look. Wow. We've got a Christmas card. Let's have a look and see who it's from. It's from Chris B, and he's asking us a Christmas question. He's a brand new subscriber to our channel, so welcome, Chris, to our channel, and thank you for sending a lovely message to us this morning. And it's come via Santa Claus. And one of those questions was, what's the most effective way to get into breeding ball pythons? It's a very good question, Chris, and maybe Jared, you can help us as well. But how did you get into ball pythons, Jared? What was your most effective way? Because when you started 4 years ago,
I wasn't very effective.
Wasn't effective.
Looking back, as Captain Hindsight would say, I wish that I bought my females first. Because when I first started, I wasn't really going to get into breeding, so I bought myself a little male. And when I found out that he had 2 genes in him, albino and pied, I thought, oh, maybe I'll get a female I can put him to and breed and see if I can prove him out.
Yes, yeah.
But looking back, what I would have done is I would have bought myself 2 or 3 female, either het clowns, het pies, something with a recessive in it and a codon, and I would have grown them up until they were about 1,000 grams. Then I would have bought a male that would have been put to them, probably a visual male. So for instance, if I was doing pied, I'd have bought 3 het pied girls.
Yeah.
And I would have bought a visual pied male when they were about 1,000 grams, because then they'll all grow up about the same time, and when they're all 1,500 grams, you can then breed the male to them.
I see. So the biggest mistake we make on the onset is...
I bought my male first.
I guess it's not a mistake, because most people get into the hobby before they get into breeding. So
Exactly.
it's okay to buy a male if you love the gene and you're just going to have it as a pet. So I think to that extent, if you were going into breeding from day one, I agree with you, Jared. I think to go for the females, and because the females take slightly longer to prepare, don't they? They take up to 3 years to prepare from a hatchling. Now, if you, like me, when I came into the hobby, Jared had already been established. He showed me his first clutch. He bred a couple of his snakes, and I was just so enthralled by seeing 4 eggs, was it, Jared?
Yeah.
And Jared's first chance, he actually was 100% successful. Every single egg hatched and every single baby was fine. You had to assist feed a couple. But on the whole, I just thought to myself, Jared's really got this down. I mean, it inspired me to think that this is a hobby that I'd like to get into, because I was getting more affection towards the animals and realising that we could produce our own beautiful animals with so many different colours and combos, that I thought, this is something I really want to get into, because I'm a nature lover by nature. And Jared helped me overcome my phobias and fears of snakes, and I thought, let's give it a go. So I said to Jared, why don't we get a few adults so that I can learn how to raise a clutch, because I think the most important thing when it comes to breeding is the experience. And if you have a mentor, I was lucky enough to have Jared as my mentor in the early days, and he still is my mentor, and I've been surrounded by a couple of other people that help me as well, that supplement my information. I've got contact with a really good breeder who not constantly but regularly emails me and texts me lots of helpful hints to help me through my process. And I would say that one of the most important things to do is to actually have a friend or a mentor to help and guide you through the hobby, so that you can avoid some of the mistakes and you can learn from their mistakes, and they've got real experience. Obviously the YouTube channels are brilliant, because people like ourselves and other breeders are sharing their journey, so you get an ideal feel and flavour for the good things and the bad things that can happen, and you can learn from other people's mistakes. So there's quite a few breeders out there. Please have a look. I think on my response to Chris B, I think it was on the leopard video that we put out. So we put the leopard video out about a week ago, and Chris B asked me some questions in there, and I gave him quite a full response. So maybe have a look at that. But the gist of it is that, like Jared was saying, I think it's important to invest in some females first. And if you've got a very limited budget, I think one of the best ways to get into this is to, first of all, decide which projects or which project you would like to get into. Because I think the most important thing is to have a burning passion for the morph that you want to produce, because that will motivate you to get out of bed, to come in and check your snakes, to give them the love and concern, to keep them clean, to keep them well fed. So you've got to really buy into your hobby. You've got to buy into your passion. You've got to have a passion for this, because when it's a cold winter's night and you need to go out the house into your snake room or wherever you've got your facility, you've got to be motivated to go and give those snakes some love, even if you're feeling tired, even if you're feeling the weather's against you. So I think select your project that you have a passion for, and then depending on your budget, I would suggest that you go for a female that is either a sub-adult or almost an adult if you can get hold of it, that might look like a normal but has a het. Now, a classic example for me was Colossus, a 3.5 kilogram girl that looked like a normal. And when I brought it back, Jared had a look at her. He said, "Dad, what are you doing getting a normal snake? I mean, I've already got the normals, you're making a big mistake." And I said to him, "Well, Jared, what I've done is I've found a breeder that has a mature female that is 100% het for ultramale, which is my passion, ultramale." And he said, "Oh, that's good, Dad, you've done well." And I also then went ahead and went to this top breeder and I sourced a male Titus, which was a visual Mojave ultramale. Now that cost me £400, and the Colossus cost me £100. So the project cost me £500. And a year later, we got 10 eggs, 9 babies, 8 survived. And majority of them are ultramales, aren't they, Jared? A couple of Mojaves.
8 eggs survived.
Yeah, and of those 8, we ended up hitting the odds. What were the odds, Jared? We should have only got 3 or 4 ultramales. We ended up getting 6 and 2 Mojaves, and 3 of them were Mojave ultramales, so we had to combine. So for £500, I've generated animals that are worth 300 to 400 quid each. 8 of them. That would have given us a return of about a couple of £1,000 on the first clutch on a £500 investment. So I thought to myself, well, we were lucky with the odds because it could have gone the other way, but we've now got some visual Mojave ultramale, female and males, that when they're grown up, we've now built up another 3 or 4 females that we can plug in the male to generate more. And because we've got these female visual ultra males, when they're up to size, our odds are going to go 100% because it's visual to visual and recessive. So for £500, I bought into a high-end ultra male project, and it can be done. So what I'm saying to anyone out there that's on a budget is look for your hets, and you may have to look really hard to find them because they are quite sought after. Female hets or double hets. If you can get a double het, Jad, it's even better, isn't it?
And just a little tip, when you're looking for hets, make sure that you get the breeder to send you a picture of the adults, of the parents, to prove that they're definitely 100% het. Because it's very easy for people to scam you out there and say it's 100% het this, but it's just a normal. So make sure that you've got proof.
It's a good point, because hets look like normals. Some breeders might have possible hets and think that they're 100% hets, and you might end up not buying a het. It could prove just to be a normal, and you spend £100 on a normal, which should be about £30 to £50. So that's a good point. Thank you, Jared. Thank you for sharing that with us.
That's right.
So once you get into the projects, and I say every year you can sell your surplus stock and reinvest in further genes. Now, what we've learned on our second year of breeding is we needed a clown to go to this girl that was a high-end clown. So the money that we made on the surplus stock we put into Hercules, who's a 5-gene male sire, and he's probably about 250 to 300 grams at the moment, but within 9 months to a year he could be ready to breed next year for us. And we've got about 10 female clowns that are building at the moment towards our army of clown females. If we spend, say, £1,500 on a 5-gene animal that we plug into, say, 10 clown girls, that cost us, I mean, she cost us £500, which I thought was very good value, because a female clown is normally about £1,000, and we got her for 500. But we bought her as part of a collection, so we got a good deal on her. But you can buy a het clown for £150, and if you buy, say, 3 or 4 het clowns for £150 a piece, and you put in the sweat equity, what I call sweat equity, your time and energy and food into them, you can build up these females and have a whole bunch of animals to go. And then you plug in your sire, in our case, say, Hercules, and he will then produce 50% of them will be clowns, because he's a visual clown. If he plugged into a het clown, 50% of them would be clown visuals. Now he's carrying 4 other co-dominant genes as well, so the chance that 2 or 3 of those will get into the mix as well, because there's a 50% chance that his co-doms will go into the offspring as well. So what started off as a normal het clown, the offspring could end up being a 5-gene clown, which can cost 1,500 quid to buy from straight up. And if you get 6 eggs and 2 of them are high end, that's 3 grand in a clutch. That's cost you, yes, £1,500 for the male and 150 for the female, but you get your money back within the first year, and then these last 30 years. You got breeding for 30 years on that stud. So to me, it makes absolute sense to save your money from the males, because a male can go into 5 or 6 girls, produce your visual females, and then you've got a lovely army of animals that you can then play with and create double hets, double recessive hets, triple recessive hets, quadruple. So the whole process starts again, and you keep on selling your surplus stock and investing in high-end genes. And that's how a lot of breeders have got into this hobby on a very low budget. They've just taken their time, they've gone the long route. Now obviously not everybody wants to go the complete long route, which is to get normals which are het. Always best to get 1 visual male in my book, and then you'll be able to produce your visuals going forwards. So Chris, great question. Thank you so much for that question. Hopefully it helps a few other new breeders out there that are getting into the hobby. And we want to wish you all a wonderful Christmas and New Year. We're going to leave you with some locks. Now, a couple of days ago, Jared and I put 5 pairs together. And just to let you know, we've got a nice collab coming with Rob from Royal Bulls, who's going to give us his 5 top tips on breeding tips. And hopefully that will be around the Christmas time. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave you with some locks and enjoy the footage. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. Keep those comments coming. Friday we've got the draw. If you still want to go into the competition, there's a chance of some free t-shirts, stickers and magnets. Just have to comment on the leopard video that we put out, which is just literally less than a week away. And on Friday, Jad and I are going to do the draw, and there's a good chance you might win that competition. So Hope everyone's keeping safe and well. It's goodbye from Amber. She's obviously getting quite affectionate. I don't know what she's doing to me, but I can feel that she's enjoying some headspace. It's goodbye from Jared. Thank you, Jared, for sharing your experience and input. And please, if there's any comments or questions you've got on the video, please go ahead and put them into the comments links, and we shall see you tomorrow for another edition of the New Forest Christmas specials. Goodbye from us. Hello and welcome to New Forest Morphs. It's Saturday morning, exciting times. We've got about 3 or 4 pairings that we've been doing this weekend. They've all fed nicely on Tuesday. They've all digested their foods. We've decided to put the males and the females together. So let's have a little look and see whether we've got any locks. Let's have a little look. So let's start over here with the butter clown. Put to, and that's Jupiter. And we've put her to, let me just have a little look. That's our pastel clown boy, and I believe we've got a lock there. Let's just have a little look in there. Yep, that looks like a lock to me. So we're shooting for some lesser clowns. So that's really good news. Let's see, we've got Athena. She's a pied girl, she's really big. And I think we've put Mowgli to her. Seeing whether they're locking. No. No sign of a lock there. We'll leave them in peace. It's only been a day, so we'll give them a chance. And we've got down here Colossus, and she's with, just trying to think now, I think she's with Titus, yes. So that's our ultra male pair. Let's have a little look and see what's going on. Have we got a lock? Well, we've certainly got tail to tail. Can't see a lock there. We'll leave them in peace. And the ultramale's just shed, so he's looking beautiful. That's the Mojave ultramale. And Colossus is a het ultramale. I know I can't see a lock there, but they are tail to tailing it, which is good. And I think we've got Sammy, our pastel, big pastel girl. And I think we've got the Desert Ghost Enchi going together. Let's see, oh, they're locked. Beautiful. That's what we wanted. Beautiful. He's proved to be a real star, Johan. That's a lovely lock. And she's really big. She's building follicles, so it's really, really good news. That's 2 out of 3 so far. And what else have we got? I think there might be 2 more over this side. So we've got Toast. Now, she's believed has ovulated, but we've put the Joker clown to her just to be on the safe side, just in case she hasn't ovulated. So I'm not expecting a lock here, but you can never tell with these things. There's a lock. He has locked to her. Look, isn't that interesting? So even on if maybe she's not ovulated, or maybe she has, but we've got a lock. So the big clown boy. Let's see if we can just have a sneak look at this. There we go. Toast is definitely making sure. That's lovely. There you go. That's a beautiful lock as well. Isn't that just lovely? She's glowing, and Joker's our clown boy. So cinnamon clowns on their way. Just put them, leave them back in there. So they're locking up nicely. That's 3 out of 4 so far. And let's try Phoenix. Now we've put Phoenix is our 100% het pied, and we've put semi-pied boy Elvis to her. That one isn't locked, so 3 out of 5 locks so far, which is pretty good. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little brief locking video, and we'll keep you posted with any future developments. So good luck with the competition, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone that's subscribing to our channel. So on Friday we're going to do the draw, so go ahead and comment on the Exantic video, and you'll get a chance to win a prize. So we'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.